Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess. Today I went to my friend's house. Well, let me back up. Yesterday we had rain move into the area, followed by freezing temps. So we were all out in the gardens picking the last of the vegetables in the rain to bring in before the frost hits. So I covered up our turnip greens with some black plastic. I've covered up our grapevine out there with a bucket to protect it from the freezing temps, just so that it'll have time for those roots to really take root in the new soil and new place that it's been planted. So out of my garden, we had these tomatoes. Now, they can be wrapped up in paper, newspaper, or a packing paper and put into paper bags or into a cardboard box and placed in a dark, cool room, and they will ripen over time. These, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow them to continue to ripen a little bit. Once they reach a blush stage like this or this, I can make chow chow. Let's see, we got one over here that is starting to blush a little bit. This would be perfect for chow chow. It's starting to blush a little bit. And I have a tomato chow chow recipe that I use because that's the one we like. Then my friend called me this morning and she said, please come and get this. She says, take whatever you want. And because this is the last of our harvest. And she was, poor thing, was out in the rain. And she was also collecting all the vegetables that was left in her garden. So we have another big pan of green tomatoes. Now these are smaller tomatoes, but they're perfectly fine for us to eat. I could let them go ahead and ripen a little bit more and just throw these into the freezer whole. Don't wash them. And then when I'm ready to use them, all I have to do is take them out, run some cold water on them, and I can slice them. The skin will slide right off. I can slice them up. So I've got a lot of tomatoes here. I'm not sure how many pounds of tomatoes, but we're going to try to do something with all of these tomatoes and get them shelf stable or into the freezer. She also had lots and lots of peppers. So this bowl has jalapeno peppers in it. I went through and pulled these out. These are very pretty little jalapenos. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. We'll figure that out. She had 3 kinds of bell peppers in here, and I'm assuming this is a bell pepper. This is what it looks like when it gets bigger. They smell sweet, so I'm assuming that's what that is. I've used these before. This looks like a banana pepper a little bit. So I've used these before, and lots of green bell peppers. So a great big bowl of peppers here that I've got to go and work through and get those into the freezer bags. Plus I have peppers from the Amish community that I haven't gotten to yet. So that's probably going to be my today's project, is to get through all those peppers. And then we have all the banana peppers. So I'm not sure if this is, these are probably just a lighter green bell pepper variety. Because they don't look like the banana peppers too much. Now they might be banana peppers, I don't know. But I've got a big bowl of banana peppers, y'all. And they smell so good. I can't wait to get in the kitchen and figure out what I'm going to do with all of these. But we will do something with them. If nothing else, I will grind them up and put them into a freezer bag and save them for some jalapeno candy. Well, cowboy candy, but it'll be a milder cowboy candy with a different color to it. So that might be that, or I might do some more of the jalapeno jelly, or, you know, the hot pepper jelly. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. So more than likely these and the jalapenos will go together. So that's what I've been doing this morning. And what I had planned, I'm putting back for another day because it can wait. I did go by the post office, and lo and behold, there's another card. Another Hello Kitty card from our friend at Dream Big Productions, Plush Bat Fan. So I want to go ahead and get that out here. I'm hearing noises, y'all. And they say on the card, here's the Hello Kitty postcard for yours to keep as a souvenir. We've been collecting Hello Kitty plush dolls recently. Have a nice autumn season from Dream Big Productions, Plush Bat Fan. This was October the 13th, and I just got it today. So I don't know what's going on with our crazy mail service, but it came in the mail, and I did receive it. So thank you very much, Dream Big Productions, Plush Bat Fan, for thinking about me and sending me this beautiful Hello Kitty card. Y'all go check out Dream Big Productions Plush Bat Fan. I will place the link in the description box below this video. So y'all, some of the things that I have been doing is I've been canning up dry goods, and I have found tea up in my closet. I'm going to get them out of the bags and into jars. I use wide mouth jars for this. I'm hoping to get away from the store-bought teas totally, and then just have the tea leaves and get me a little tea diffuser thing and use it. So I'm going to take these bedtime teas and get them into a jar. And I may have to get a couple of jars. I didn't have any wide mouth pints out. That's probably what I needed for this. But I'm just going to get them in there the best I can. And I'll put the rest of these in another jar. I have pulled out my bay leaves. Now this is ends and pieces of bay leaves. So I'm going to throw a couple of those on top of my jar. Just like so. Get them pressed down in there good. And I've pulled out a used flat and a canning lid that will fit this jar. And I am just going to screw band that on there tight and add my label to the top. That way I know what kind of tea is in here and I don't have to go searching for it. And I've done up several of these. This one is a probiotic tea. Let's see what else we have here. We have a Breathe Easy tea, and some of them I have hang tags on. And the shorter ones I didn't put hang tags on because they really don't need it. A peppermint tea. Green tea. And then I have another peppermint and another Breathe Easy tea here. That I am going to have a section in my long-term storage for all of these jars of tea. So when I need a tea, I can go in there and just pull these. I can't do the caffeine anymore, so that green tea will be for guests more than likely. This is the ground oregano that I purchased the other day. So both of those packages fit in here. And we have our black-eyed peas. Our split peas. Chia I purchased the other day, it is ground chia seed. I thought it was regular chia seed, but actually the ground chia seed is even better because it releases all the nutrients, although I prefer it to do it freshly. But we will use this in our breakfast puddings more than likely, and other items that we want that little extra boost in, because this is a superfood. Let's see. Out of the 4 pounds of kidney beans, I've got 3 quarts. So I got 3 quarts of these. Put this one back over here. And there's the 3rd quart. So that worked out really well. These go into long-term storage and I can find them easily. What else did I pack up? This is the wheat berries, the white wheat berries. If I run out of flour, I have these as a backup, or if I want something really fresh ground, I can use those. And I'm going to be switching over from white flour to the wheat berries eventually. I've got to work through what I have in my pantry already. This is the organic cane sugar. Now I already had, this one was almost full. It had about a cup of space left over, so I took the remaining of the bag that I bought and put into this quart jar. This is rustic mashed potatoes. So that's what they look like in the jar. Kind of looks strange, doesn't it? But it is rustic mashed potatoes. And I got 3 quarts of that. Here's another quart. And the last jar is the freeze-dried pineapple. That was both bags of the pineapple, and it looks almost like popcorn in the jar. But when I open this up, it smells so, so good. So that is all the dry goods that I have canned this past week. And I've got a little jar of the wheat berries as well. I missed that when I was going through. So these are going to go into the long-term storage pantry. You keep them in a cool, dark place, and they will last indefinitely. You remember those Azure half-gallon jars? Well, here's what I did with the last box. Now, the other boxes has sugar and flour and stuff in them. This has some other items in here. Family-size tea bags. They're out of the box, y'all. This is more family-size tea bags. And these. I've got powdered sugar. And there's another powdered sugar. And this is regular white sugar here. And then this is jumbo stuffing shells that I picked up at the Mennonite store. So they're all canned in these to have for long-term storage, and I am keeping them in the box until I'm ready to use. I've labeled the outside of the box so I know what's in there. All my jars are labeled with the year 2023 on them in this box. So this is how I labeled the outside of the box. A lot of work goes on around the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Most of my work throughout the day is in my kitchen. And so I'm also working on cleaning out cupboards and making room for other items to go into those cupboards, because I have picked up items at thrift stores. I have to have a place to store those. I'm eventually going to have all the food, the dry goods and the canned goods, in one central area in my home. For the last 2 years, we have had canned goods in our laundry room, and then we have a dry goods closet back there as well for dry beans and so forth. And then we have converted a bedroom into a canning pantry for everything else. And we have deep freezers. Well, I've got to be working on my deep freezers next, y'all. That's going to be coming up sometime during this winter because I have got to do some clean out in my freezers to make room for next year's harvest. Make sure there's nothing else behind me. Another thing I'm doing is seed saving. So I have labeled my bag. I've got a funnel, my canning funnel, and I usually put it in the bag and just pull it up like so. And I'm going to drop my seeds into this bag. But I want to show you, these are all the pie pumpkin seeds that I've saved. There's quite a few of them here. They have been drying. We've been going out every day on our back porch and turning the seeds to allow them to dry. If any of them had any kind of mildew on them, we try to get rid of those. So we're going to be packaging this up and putting these into our freezer. Now, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I do have the tray sitting here on my lap. And I'm just going to go ahead and start filling this up and get as much of these seeds put back as possible. Now, you want to go through your seeds and you want to make sure that they're viable seeds. Sometimes they look viable when you're drying them and they're not. But you want a good, healthy looking seed like this one. You kind of feel it. You can feel that it has something to it. And so I am saving my seeds for future harvest. And these seeds will last for a long time. Because we're in the south and we have a lot of humidity here, I prefer to put mine into a freezer bag. And then I will insulate this again with a bubble wrap bag or a Mylar bag. And then I'm going to take all the air out of this bag. So I'm just going to fold this over and try to remove as much air as possible. And we have pumpkin seed to go into our freezer. And this, like I said, will last us for probably several years. And it's also something that if I decide I need to give my chickens a snack or something, I can grab this out of my freezer and let them have a little snack. So save those seeds, y'all, especially the organic seeds. Now, the most seeds that we purchase are not organic. It will say heirloom organic on the package. So sometimes if you save seeds out of store, you know, the vegetables you buy in the store or something, you may get a different variety than what you purchase because they are genetically modifying those seeds and trying to make a better product than what God has created. So it will revert back to one of the two varieties that they originally started with. But these will go into our freezer. I have the bubble wrappers. This one happens to be from Lazy Days Ahead. And this makes a really good freezer friendly container for your seeds. So you just drop your seeds in here and you fold the bag over to the point that those seeds are wrapped. And then I usually would take a piece of tape and tape it, but this still has sticky on it. And now I have my seeds secure and I can put them in my freezer. And I can actually fill this up with a variety of seeds and save space that way. And know that I have plenty of seeds on hand for another season. My buddy Roscoe has decided he wants to join me. He said he wants to be on the camera. So Roscoe is a rescue that came to us My daughter actually rescued him down in Bahia, Mississippi on a highway. Somebody that was evil and mean threw this little bitty puppy out of a window in traffic while driving. And my daughter rescued him. He does have a back injury that it makes it hard for him to jump as he gets older. But he's doing very, very well. When we received him, he weighed 4 pounds and 5 ounces, and he was actually smaller than that when he was thrown out into traffic. And he weighs about 10 to 12 pounds now. He's quite healthy and very, very lovable. As you can see, he's giving me lots and lots of kisses because he loves his mommy. So we're very, very thankful to have Roscoe with us. A rescue story with a happy ending. He says, I was thrown away, but I landed on my feet, and somebody loves me. How anybody could do that to an animal, I'll never understand. These animals are very, very loving and affectionate, and very, very much a part of our family now. Well, everybody, I want to thank all my friends that have come, whether you're new or not new. Thank you for coming to my channel and checking it out. If you haven't already, hit all the bells and whistles. Please do, so that you can get future content. I hope to be bringing you more things in the future that will really pique your interest. Today was just a kind of a busy day, getting things together, getting ready to put everything away into long-term storage. And I've got more work for me and waiting for me in the kitchen now. So I pulled out a bag of frozen soup. I'm going to sit that in a crock pot, get it going, and we'll have that for supper. So supper will be really, really easy tonight. And I'm going to work through those bell peppers and maybe the hot peppers today. And then we'll think about what we're going to do with all those green tomatoes. God is so good to us. He has provided so many good things. Don't let it go to waste. Find a use for it. And be blessed, everybody.